Guys,
Hey.
I think I'm done messing around with audio settings and video settings, and we can probably do a podcast now if you're interested.
Woohoo! Oh, wait. Jenna's got hair in her mouth. Hairball. Meow. We survived this storm, though.
Right.
I don't know when you're listening to this, but in Ottawa, we just had a huge storm.
Yeah, and they got it in Toronto, too, before us.
Yeah.
So I have my friend there, then we've been friends for like 20 years. And she messaged me and goes, has the storm hit you? Is it coming? And I honestly, I put my head down for 2 seconds, looked up, and there it was.
Oh, yeah. It came out of nowhere.
Yep. And so she's like, want to try and play crib?
What, the card game?
Cribbage, yeah. Well, you know, with the,
Yes, yeah,
the board and the pegs.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are we going to do this? Because we did it over FaceTime.
Oh, my God.
We figured it out. We got bottles of wine, and we played for 3 hours.
You are going to make a great Golden Girl someday. You really are. And I'll be right there with you.
It was so much fun. We started to get so silly. Halfway through, she was making dinner, and she had this beautiful plate of pasta in front of her. She goes, look at this. I'm like, oh, it looks good. It's so good. Share a bite with me. So she picks up her spoon and puts it to the screen, and I go, nom, nom. That tasted great.
And this is why your computer has teeth marks on it. Okay, I understand now.
I'm just like, I was like, out of the 20 years we've been friends, I don't think we've done something so silly in my life.
How did it work? Did you have to keep shifting the camera so you could see the board?
She had her camera facing her, and I had my camera facing me, and we each had a board. She had a board on her, so she just moved her pegs, and I just moved mine, and we each had a deck of cards.
Okay.
So we dealt as if, you know, we were dealing in person. It's not 100% accurate because you're not sharing a deck of cards.
Yeah.
There is one way we could have done it, and that would be to cut the deck of cards in half. So it's only 2 jacks, 2 queens, 2 kings.
Okay, yeah, right.
Then it would have been more accurate, but it was fun.
Owner of a lonely heart.
No shit.
Owner of a...
You know,
Bonus points if you can tell me who sings that.
Oh, I should know. Do you know?
No.
Oh, don't tell me. Now we're going to sit here until I figure it out because I love classic rock.
Is that really classified as classic
It
rock?
would be.
Oh, yes.
Give me a hint. Give me the first letter.
Why?
Oh, Youngblood?
No.
Isn't that a rapper?
Probably.
I'm not going to get it with why. Tell
Yes.
me. The band Yes?
The band
Oh, I
Yes.
would have never got it. I was thinking Def Leppard, Supertramp. I was way off.
None of those started with Y.
I know.
Gotta be old like me to remember that
I
one.
guess.
All right, let's kick it off with a parasite and a calcified testicle.
Oh, lovely. Leave it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a man in India whose testicle was swollen and calcified. They thought his condition was caused by a urinary tract infection, but he was wrong. He's 80 years old, so I feel really bad for him. He sought medical attention, and he learned that he suffered from a rare infection caused by parasitic worms.
Ew.
Doctors diagnosed him with lymphatic filariasis, and that's a condition that's caused a fluid-filled sac to swell up and form around his testicle. The swollen member, not to be confused with that Canadian rap group,
Hey, there's a classic rock band.
Well played.
the swollen member then began to calcify, and it was all caused because of this parasitic worm. We had a story a few weeks back about a guy swimming and getting a worm up
Yes.
his pee hole. This guy didn't even swim in dirty water or anything. He contracted it through an infected mosquito bite.
Oh, those mosquitoes.
Right.
And their West Nile.
The parasite then
Wow.
grew into adult worms, and once it's in the lymphatic vessels, that's when it causes swelling and severe damage. I don't know if he lost his ball or not.
Well, at 80, he's not doing much with it anyway.
They're just empty sacks.
Shoot
Loose
air,
skin.
dust. I just wonder if if a young, healthy person got bit with a mosquito like that, would we be able to fight it off? Or is it like, it doesn't matter your age? Like his age has nothing to do with it, I wonder. I don't know.
I don't know, but if we have to now worry about mosquitoes,
Giving you worms?
yeah, like is the West Nile not enough?
Seriously.
Everything out there can kill you.
Why do these mosquito things too, like any of these parasites have to go for the most nasty area, your ball, your vagina, your dick? Why can't it just go and like infest your arm and they just cut it out?
Well, they do like to suck.
Oh, man. Not the kind we like. That's that poor guy. Oh, my God.
I know, but imagine what a calcified ball would feel like. That would just be rock hard, wouldn't it?
It sure would.
Ooh.
Yuck. You know what freaked me out was when you said there was this fluid sac around it. It made me think of Dr. Pimple Popper. Have you gotten into that show yet?
I can never get into that show.
Well,
I've seen the ads for that show, and I can't tolerate the ad.
Oh, but it's so satisfying. I don't know how to explain why, but when you see it shoot out, oh, well, maybe that's why. But one of the things she talks about is when there's a big cyst, there's actually a sac inside the cyst, and if you just drain the cyst and sew it up, it'll come back because you have to actually remove the sac.
Continue to drain it.
Yeah, unless you remove this sac inside the cyst. So that's what made me think of this guy, because he's got this fluid sac around the calcified ball. I wonder if they didn't remove that fluid sac, would it have come back? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Back when I was playing soccer, one of the girls on our team got a cyst right above, like right at the bottom of her tailbone, like right above her butthole sort of deal.
Yeah.
And she had to actually end up going home back to Canada to get it removed and stuff. And they had to keep draining it every time. And I remember our trainer saying that it was the most disgusting smell that she has ever had. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine.
But she had to go back numerous times and keep getting that thing drained every day.
See, maybe they need to remove the sac.
Yeah,
or maybe they couldn't because it was on her spine.
Maybe,
I don't know.
and maybe they were maybe they couldn't remove the sac yet because they couldn't get to it because there was too much pus around it.
Man.
So they had to keep draining it. But she did. She had to go get surgery, and she had like scars and stitches and everything.
Gross.
And I just remember her commenting about the smell. Like it cleared out the training room. And these training rooms are filled with athletes coming straight off the field.
Probably that really like high pitched smell, like infection smell. It's just crazy though, that show, the different consistencies that come out of people. You could have the same cyst as someone else, but yours looks like mashed potatoes and their pus looks like yellow pea.
Oh, it's gross. How many pustule things have you seen?
Oh, a lot. She covers a lot on that show. Like some of them are even too gross for me. Honestly, you should just check it out.
Well, I've seen ads for it, and there's this one too about a foot doctor.
Oh, I haven't watched that one yet. Ooh. Yeah.
It's sick that those shows can actually carry themselves, that enough people are interested to see things gooing and oozing out of someone's body that they can run a show, not for one season, for like 5 seasons now.
Well, it's especially for Canadians. We're so lucky with OHIP here in Ontario and stuff, even though that's not great. But these are all American stories, so some of them let them grow 20 years because they don't have the money to pay for it to be removed.
But if you got it taken care of 20 years ago, the cost would have been a lot less, I'm assuming.
Yes. Anyway, we're lucky here. We'll never have a cyst the size of a head because OHIP will cover it.
I'm so paranoid about any bumps or that grow on you all of a sudden.
Oh, I know.
Like the older you get, you notice like, oh, I never had that mole.
Or that freckle or those skin tags.
Yeah.
Where do they come from?
My doctor hates me because I go there and I make her check all my moles. I'm like, check them all, make sure they're okay.
Oh, have you ever had one start itching randomly? I've had that, and I went in and he's like, it's fine. But yeah, aging sucks, doesn't it, John?
Mm-hmm.
Hey! Yes, it does.
All right. Oh, speaking of John, I'm sure you have one of these. A chastity belt.
Why would he have why would anyone want to own a chastity belt?
That's
Lots
a
of
good question.
reasons.
Well, okay. So at Wicked Wanda's, Lana was showing me, former guest Lana Poulsen, it's a great episode. She was showing me chastity belts. Apparently they're on the rise and they're becoming more popular now.
Is there a reason for that?
I don't know what the reason is.
Is it because people don't trust their own selves to abstain from sex, that they feel like they need to put a device on to prevent them from doing it?
I think it's more of an in-the-moment playful thing. Like, especially for a man, which is the one she was showing me, you can't get hard while you're wearing it.
Isn't that unhealthy?
And it would be painful, I would think.
So were these chastity belts for men or these the
men? The one I was seeing.
Cock cages.
Oh, cock cages.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the difference?
Well, a chastity belt is actually a belt that has
It's
that
like
kind
underwear.
of a thing built into it.
Yeah. No, these ones just went over the balls and
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baloney pony.
Yeah. They come in plastic. There's metal ones, all kinds of different sizes.
I just remember the one. Was it from Princess Bride?
Oh, yes.
Or was it from Robin Hood Men in Tights? Robin Hood Men in Tights.
I don't know.
My bad. No, it was Robin
Are
Hood
you
Men in
sure?
Tights. At the end, he finally gets to her, isn't it? And she has a chastity belt on and they have to get the key. And they try try getting off in every way that they possibly can, trying to remove this chastity belt, but nothing works.
Do they have to saw it off? Yeah, it was Robin Hood Men in Tights.
It was Robin Hood Men
So
in Tights.
chastity belts traditionally back in, early history, a woman would wear them.
Right.
Typically her father would put it on her to keep her pure until she was married.
Again, do
That's
you
the
not
origin
trust
of it.
them?
And like, Daddy, get out of my business.
Literally my business. Your business is my business, ain't your business.
Yeah. Well, the reason we're talking about these is because a man woke up. He's in his 40s, lives in the Ukraine. Great garlic. And he found himself wearing a chastity belt. He didn't wake up while it was being put on, which I find to be strange.
He was probably drunk.
Yeah, maybe. But anyway, this is a marriage built on trust. Yeah, he's 40 years old. He woke up to find himself wearing a chastity belt. Apparently, his wife thought this was the only way she could stop him from not having an affair.
Was he
or from
fucking
having
around?
an affair. He wasn't. It doesn't say. We don't have a lot of details in this story.
But what about her? Doesn't she want to get some dick?
Well, she'd have the key for it, and she could have dick whenever she
Oh,
damn well pleased.
when you let the monster, the one-eyed monster out of the cage?
I guess when he woke up, she had already gone to work or something because, what did you say? I feel like I just missed a joke.
I said when she wants to release the one-eyed monster out of the cage.
Okay, that wasn't a very good joke. But anyway, so she was already gone to work when he woke up and he couldn't get it off. So, like, rather than wait for her to get home, I guess because if he wanted to pee or something.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Or maybe he wanted to jack off.
There's a hole in the end for that.
Maybe he wanted to beat it.
Feed it.
I'm sure a lot of men start their days with a little wank.
Yeah, once or twice.
Once in your life or once or twice every morning?
Every morning.
That's the point of this cage, though. So she's got complete control over his every single
The only person
move
that
down
should
there.
have control over your genitals is you.
Consent.
Consent.
Unless he consented, which he didn't. So he couldn't get it off in the morning. She's at work. She has the key. So he goes to the hospital. The doctors couldn't get it off either.
Holy shit.
So they brought in a circular saw. That's like one of those table saws, right?
What kind of cage is this that he's in?
Well, I have a picture of it. By the way, before I show you the picture, it was fine. The circular saw worked. He got it off. And he now says he's considering a divorce. Considering. So here's a picture of the guy. I thought he would be more like awful looking. He's a normal looking person.
Why? He's not the one that's done anything wrong.
I guess.
She should look awful.
But normally, like anyone's.
You can't really see the cage. They have it all blurred.
She's the monster. I think that is so uncool.
The cage typically has got like a little pin that comes through the top and a little lock goes through it. Like you wouldn't even put it on a locker at the gym because it wouldn't secure anything. But it's just enough that he can't fiddle with it. You could cut that off.
Maybe she went
With, like,
medieval
lock cutters?
styles.
Yeah, with a pair of pliers.
Maybe she made her own. And went medieval styles on him. And it
by
was
the way,
like,
to get through airport security, they actually have plastic tabs that are numbered, so she knows if you've taken it off.
I told you John would know about these.
I do.
TMI. Now you're getting into territory. Are you wearing one right now?
I am not.
Sue, is that true?
I'm just having troubles picturing this. Do I want to picture it? That's the question.
Well, let's Google it because I want to know what you think.
Google CB3000.
Oh my God.
I just think it's so unfair. And like, what if you wanted to have a little romp and sack and she lost the key? Then what?
Yeah.
Then she's gonna get whoa.
Okay, here you go.
Again, it's a tiny little lock on these things.
But the
guys.
balls
Yeah,
are
I
free.
see.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't. The ones Lana showed
So
me
it's-
were not. The balls were not free.
Oh,
Okay.
imagine that sort of torture. She tickles his balls, but he can't get hard, and that would be so mean.
I've not seen that.
That's modern day torture right
Yeah.
there.
But like, as a straight woman, was there anything about this that would be like horny-ish to you?
No.
You know, I don't
It's a
even
control
get it.
thing.
It is, eh? So it's more about like just when you're not together, almost you know that they're wearing it.
I don't
it's a
even think that
dominance
there
and
should be a
submission.
Yeah.
market for these. I think this is illegal.
How do you feel about the women's one? Because like for hundreds of years
Well,
there was
there's
the women's
a
one.
reason that the women no longer are, thrown a chastity belt on them by their fathers.
Yes,
Times change.
Yeah.
People have rights now.
That's right.
If they want to lose their V card, they can do it.
Oh my God.
Is that one made out of glass?
Plastic, plexiglass, and there's the hole so he could pee.
Jeez.
And there's even breathing holes.
Yeah.
It also looks like a face mask for Gonzo. You know Gonzo?
Yeah, from the Muppets. Yeah.
But they're a simple little device. They got like a little plastic U that goes underneath the ball sack, and then you push a couple of pins through it, and then the front piece goes on.
All right.
Put the lock through.
If I was you, I wouldn't try making one at home, though.
No, yeah, you're stuck
Actually,
on
as a
that.
matter of fact, would you ever try a homemade sex toy?
I may have.
What did you make your homemade sex toy out of?
As a teenager, I tried to use, and I'm very proud of this, and I'm not making it up. I tried to use a toilet paper roll,
I had a feeling that you were
You
going to say
told
that.
this story once.
but the head of my dick was too big.
Oh, I guess you should have used a paper towel roll.
It's the same size. They're just
Same
longer.
size, yep.
So I was very proud of that. I was like, oh, I can't fit. But anyway, I don't know what I was going to do with it.
You were just gonna screw it.
I think, yeah.
Probably put a bunch of lube in it and.
And by the way, this is what sparked the idea when I was a teen. I saw in 17 or one of those magazines. It was like how to make your man hard if he's like having trouble. Put his flaccid dick in the toilet paper tube, which it fits then, and it's like talk to it through the other end. Come on, baby. And apparently it'll be hard in 2 seconds.
But somebody obviously, probably saw that, or were just like you and playing with that as a kid, and that's what spawned the fleshlight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think fleshlights have been around for a long
Yeah,
time.
maybe. Not
Yeah.
as long as the toilet paper roll, though.
I mean, you could do that with a sock and some lube.
They've been around since that squishy thing we used to play with as kids.
Right. I know exactly. The one that you could never hold on to.
Yeah, who invented that?
Right.
That's what I want. That's who we need to interview.
Well, I highly suggest not making sex toys at home.
Yeah,
a
and
DIY.
And by the way, don't act like you've never tried either. Women are notorious for sticking anything up there: cucumber, carrots,
I've
remote
never
control.
stuck something up there that doesn't belong there.
Okay.
I'll put that out there. I don't have a proud masturbation story like Jesse, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like I went to put a pencil up there and it didn't fit, because I'm that tight. No.
Well, that would be too tight.
Right.
That's like my friend who can't open her jaw enough to give a blowjob. She has
She's lucky. She's got a get out of jail free card.
Yeah, but the guys don't like it.
Wow.
Anyway.
I'm sure they'll do with anything.
Yeah, just lick it a bit.
Right. So this is why you don't.
Apparently just talk to it.
Right. This is why you don't make a sex toy at home. DIY should only be the DIY part. You shouldn't Do you get it? Like do it yourself.
Sticking yourself? Or,
Yeah, just I don't know.
Nice try.
Okay, so this 21-year-old guy decided to take matters into his own hands. He made his own sex toy. He got his penis stuck in it for 5 days.
Oh no!
Eventually causing
5 days?
Yes, eventually causing his dick to rot.
What?
Yeah.
Did he die?
So he didn't go to the hospital until he said the pain became unbearable. By this point, a lot of the damage had already been done. He told medics that he had used the industrial equipment to masturbate twice before. So this wasn't his first time doing it. But this time, after experimenting with a sock, he climaxed and could not remove himself from this device. Paramedics said they spent 3 hours cutting the metal device from the man's penis. This is what the paramedics said.
What was the device? I have to know.
It was like, I don't know. You have to see a picture. It was like metal industrial piping.
So he was like effing these pipes.
Yeah, basically. And he had already done it twice before.
Oh my god.
But didn't get stuck. But this time he said he added a sock, so I guess that would have made the pipe
Thicker,
smaller.
Or yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
So he ran into kind of the issue you
Yes.
had with the toilet paper roll.
Right. Toilet
Okay.
paper rolls are easier to cut off though.
Yeah. The paramedic said when I first saw his penis, it was already swollen. The bolt and nuts.
Oh!
Bolt and nuts. He put on were 3 millimeters thick, and we had to cut them open with a small blade. We used 25 blades and spent more than 3 hours on this operation. The man had been experimenting with adding a black sock to his sex toy, but this was one of the reasons that he was stuck. The doctor then went on to say the man could have easily lost his penis because the skin had rotted so badly, the tissue inside his dick was visible.
So like the top layer had come off kind of thing?
Pretty much. Here's what the doctor had to say.
So wait, he must have been peeing through this pipe. If a pipe stuck on your dick, he's just
Maybe.
peeing through for 5 days. And not to mention he'd look like he has a giant appendage in his pants.
Do you know how swollen it would have been and purple? Like, how did he stand that pain for 5 days?
And what did he think? It's just gonna come off?
Or maybe he was just too embarrassed.
Oh my
I think
gosh.
embarrassment, is the reason that people
Of course.
don't seek medical treatment when they should. Here's what the doctor said. It's very dangerous to have the penis in this situation for 3 hours, let alone 5 days. The penis was stuck because when it was erect in the bolt, the cavities filled with blood. But afterwards, the blood couldn't return and stayed in the glands at the top of the penis. So it was just his head that was swollen.
Oh!
He said the organ then began rotting. Being stuck like this for just 3 hours could have caused someone to lose their penis, but this man was stuck for 5 days. Did he lose his dick, or does he still have it?
Is this a cliffhanger or do we have to guess?
I want you to guess.
Hanger.
Oh my God, I feel flushed because I now understand what happened.
Right.
Because it was too tight at the top.
Yeah.
So it couldn't retract.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is so painful. I think he still has it. I have
Yeah,
hope.
I
and
agree.
he
I
survived. The doctor said that he's just shocked he survived at all, let alone got to keep his dick.
Wow.
How many more times can I say the word dick?
And how many more times is he going to try that? I
Right?
hope 0.
You know, if he does go back and try it again, he deserves to lose his penis.
Yeah.
Just like that duck we talked about, Dave the duck that was fucking too much.
Soulmates.
I have a pouty mouth today, apparently.
Apparently.
Pouty mouth.
A potty mouth.
Wow. So don't fuck pipes.
You know, I think you need
That's
to...
someone who should have been in a cock cage.
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
You should leave the industrial materials for building and industrial matters. You
That's
should
right.
not use them for anything else. Don't design your own chastity belt. Don't make your own sex toy.
There's a reason most sex toys are made of that like squishy material that's like firm but squishy.
Everyone's different size. Some people are growers, some people are showers.
Yeah. Don't build your own anything.
Right.
It's 2020. We don't need to build shit. Go to the store and buy it.
I bet you he would have been more than happy to have dished out like $150 for a sex toy
Now.
instead
oh, yeah.
of having to go and having a rotting penis.
Jeez. No kidding. Well, there's one thing that you can't buy, actually. I shouldn't say that. If you're in the market for a bomb,
No.
you might have to build it yourself. Like this one woman in Florida, of course. 37-year-old Emily Stallard of Tampa, Florida.
Tampa.
Oh, yeah. She was in Walmart for over an hour putting random things in her cart. And security honed in on her because she was putting weird stuff in like nails, a metal pipe, like you just talked about, explosive things like fire starters. So they were like, what is she up to, this woman? Well, here, I have an actual list. I was trying to remember. She had a mason jar, a bunch of nails, a candle, alcohol. So they were like, she's up to something.
No, it's not like actual, like, it's like rubbing alcohol, right?
Yeah. Not like booze.
Denatured alcohol is what it says. What does that mean?
That's like, I think that's like rubbing alcohol.
Okay.
We'll just go with that. It's flammable, okay? Well, the security guards were suspicious, so they stopped her just as she was trying to put the bomb together in the store.
my
Yes,
gosh.
she was trying to build a mason jar bomb in the middle of Walmart. Why? I can't understand why. So I kept reading, like, why did she try to do this? We never get an answer. Now she's facing charges for attempted arson, firebombing, battery of an officer because she hit him when they were arresting her. She also spit on a cop while they were arresting her. And this is the worst part. This isn't even funny. She had her kid with her.
Oh,
5-year-old child.
So if she did manage to set off that bomb,
That's
not
right.
only would she have hurt innocent people, but she also would have hurt her child.
So now they've tacked on charges for child abuse. which
And
is great.
let's hope this child is no longer in her custody.
No, now the child is with, she had a live-in boyfriend who sounds like he's got his marbles a lot more there because she's in a lot more there. She's in jail on $8,500 bond, and he said he's not bailing her out.
Good. The world is so fucked up.
Here she is.
I just listened to the new Eminem album. Yeah, she looks like she's on meth.
Yeah, sad.
I just listened to the new Eminem album, and there's a lot of controversial things he says in that album, like things like "It's the Bomb," like Ariana Grande's concert, and there's one song that's entirely done from the perspective of the Las Vegas shooter. And at first I was like, whoa, like he's brave to be doing this in such a sensitive society. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, he's not making light of any of this stuff. All he's doing is rapping about what's going on in our world. So if you're listening and you find what he's rapping about to be offensive, you are finding society offensive because it is that messed up that he's not lying. He's not making jokes. He's literally just saying what is going on in the world.
Yeah.
And we need to do better. As humans
know.
need to do way better.
Well, that's great. If that made you realize that, then
Right.
that's mission accomplished.
Because at
Eminem.
first, like I have a friend that was unfortunately in the Las Vegas shooting, and I
my
knew
God.
that this would be super triggering for her if she listened to it. And I think he should have a warning ahead of that song. So if you do suffer from any sort of PTSD, do
Yeah.
not listen to it.
Yeah.
I think it's called Darkness. But yeah, it's just so messed up, the world, that he can make a whole album about rapping how fucked up the world is.
Is that the theme of the album, kind of?
His album's called Music to be Murdered By.
Oh, lovely.
It's very old school Eminem, but sober.
Yeah. So the one about
It's a very good album, by the way.
the first person shooter thing, is he like making up, like what's he saying, like reasons why?
He's basically, you know how when he did that song Stan?
Yeah.
And he was rapping from the mind frame, from the
Like
point
that.
of voice of the point of view of the stand. Well, he's doing it as the shooter. He's talking about how I was registered and how my guns are legal and this and that and this and why did I do it and this and all the way to the point where the guy kills himself.
Whoa.
I know it gave me music like that hasn't given me goosebumps in a very long time.
So is he kind of answering the questions that we can't get answered because these people are...
No, he's more bringing to light the issue of gun control.
Okay.
And how senseless it is, I think.
It is.
But music is up to people who listen to it to interpret it the way they are or the way they do. But it's...
Well...
And this is so messed up. Like, who is one day is like, I'm going to grab my kid, go in and make a bomb and just hurt a bunch of people I don't know.
Well, and that's a good point because maybe she wasn't going to set it off, although they stopped her when she was trying to put it together. But this is one of those things she could have been like, well, I didn't actually set it off. Well, why are you even like teasing the idea?
Right.
Don't do it. These days, you can't do shit.
Yeah. This guy's just as messed up because this man from Kansas is asking the judge to let him engage in a sword fight with his ex-wife.
Oh, well, now that's reasonable.
In order to settle the divorce.
Does she have a penis?
No. So David Ostrom and his wife Bridget and her attorney Matthew Hudson have destroyed, or he's claiming have destroyed him legally, and he wants the judge to grant him a trial by combat.
What country is this in?
This is in the U.S., in Kansas. Wow. He asked the judge to give him 12 weeks in order to find a katana and I should be able to pronounce this because they're Japanese, sword for his requested battle. This is what's even more fucked up is to this day, this is what he argued. He goes, to this day, trial by combat has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in these United States. He continued to argue that it had been done as recently as 1818 in British court.
Yeah, was it between a man and a woman though? Like that's kind of unfair.
Well, it doesn't even matter. Like sword fighting is not like the way to go
I guess.
To solve a divorce.
I don't know.
This has been a very messy divorce.
People I know who've been through divorces would probably argue
right?
that's
what I'm thinking.
Probably
it could have been a quicker way.
A lot less painful, yeah.
And this has been a really messy one. They're fighting mostly over custody and visitation rights as well as property tax payments. The man, David Ostrom, said that his motion also stemmed from frustration with her lawyer, who argued that because a duel could end in death, such ramifications likely outweigh those of property tax and custody issues. So basically the lawyers said to the judge, like, I'm sorry, but like death is not as severe as what they're fighting over.
Is that what is it? Does he? But he didn't say he wants to fight to the death. He just wants a battle.
If you're going in there with a katana sword, you are fighting to the death. Those things don't nick you.
But maybe they'll be in full like fencing gear, you know.
Do you know how they test the sharpness of those swords?
On a mattress?
No, on a bundle of like, you know those things you see out in the farms?
A hay
bundle. How thick they are, and that's how they test them because it slices right through it. It can literally chop a person in half like.
Wow.
Yeah. They're samurai swords. They're insane.
Well, I've seen those get whipped around.
He asked the court...
Jenna has one.
Yeah, I do. It's not that sharp. It's pretty sharp, but not that sharp.
It's sharp enough to cut a mattress in half. I saw it myself.
Right? The court has asked to suspend this man's visitation rights and undergo like a psychological test. The judge is not even... Like, if I was the judge, wouldn't you make a split decision and be like, no?
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm really considering this.
Well, this is Kansas, and the judge is like, I'm not going to issue a decision in the near future. I'm going to sit and think about this.
But it's almost kind of like, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to equate it to sports. But as long as no one's going to die, why can't we have like competitions to settle disputes?
But if you're going to fight with a sword, you're going to die. If they were like, yeah, let's use those things from American Gladiator, you know, that you like stood on the podium and hit each other. They looked like Q-tips.
Yeah.
Giant Q-tips.
Yeah. Or fencing is with swords. They don't die.
But it's not a sword. They're fencing with like a stick.
All right, well, let's meet in the middle and do that.
Or how about you just end in a divorce and be adults about visitation and custody?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Right. Flip a coin.
Yeah.
It's a non-violent way of resolving anything.
Not as satisfying.
Oh, God.
That's true.
And you wonder why you're single.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Hang on, I need to chug this wine.
But yeah,
we can make you a shooter.
Yeah, no.
To me, I just can't believe that the judge is actually thinking about it because he says there's irregularities with both sides' motions and response. I only see one irregularity, and that's that a guy wants to take and battle his ex-wife with a sword.
Well, we don't know what her irregularity is. Maybe she's into it. Maybe that's the problem. She's like, "All right, bitch."
Right.
Like you. You'd agree to that probably. Okay.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah. Oh, that was a long movie. Oh, what movie did I just watch? Oh, did you?
Mulan ain't got shit on me.
That's right. On you or in that movie is the line from the
No,
movie?
that's what I would say with
Yeah.
the sword. Mulan ain't got shit on me.
Have you watched the new season of Grace and Frankie yet?
I've only watched a couple episodes.
I finished it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's good. It's the last one or no?
Nope,
I have
one
no
more
idea.
season.
One more? Okay, good.
Yep.
Because the way it ended, you watched it?
I'm up to episode 6 for this season.
Oh, okay. The way it ends, I didn't feel like a series ending. It was like, what? So
Yep,
I
no, one
think
more
I got
season.
it confused with Schitt's Creek, which
Yep.
is it.
I believe it comes out in June.
I still have not brought myself together to watch Schitt's Creek.
Well, we're like
Or
3
brought
in. You're
myself together. Brought myself to watch it. Oh my God, my English is horrible today.
we had a late night, okay? It was a snowstorm. We played crib. One of us
I
did.
played crib. Drank a bottle and a half of wine.
I was on the canal, you should come see me. For 5 weeks, I'm hanging out on the canal every Saturday night with this thing called Actually, no, I wanted to call it DJ Nights. Yeah, they're calling me a DJ now. But it's called Roving DJ. This is what the NCC is calling it. Love the NCC. And it's basically I travel up and down the canal in this jalopy playing hits throughout the decades in Canada. So we start with the 70s. The next weekend is the 80s, 90s. I'm very excited.
Do they have heat in that jalopy?
A little tiny heater thing, but it's not
Oh
great.
my gosh, they couldn't pay me enough to be outside 5 days to do anything.
Oh, really?
Oh, too cold.
Because there's one night I might not be able to do, and I was like, "Oh, I'll get
Okay,
Jenna
I'll
to
do
fill
it. I'll do it.
I'll
I'll do it then.
Yeah, okay. NCC pays well.
Because it's for
wonderful.
you, Jesse.
Yeah, thanks.
That's why.
Yeah, okay.
Are you beat mixing or are you just...
No, that's why I joke about DJ. It's like, I'm not
So
a
you're,
DJ.
you're hitting a playlist and talking between the tunes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to pick the songs, okay? So it's even like when we were on the radio,
I was
people are
just
like,
gonna
"You're
say,
DJs."
Sounds
It's
like you're doing
no.
a radio show on the canal.
Kind of. We weren't DJs on the radio. We were radio personalities.
Right.
So you know what, and I get my back up about that, because, yeah, I mean, DJ... It stands for disc jockey. Back in the day in radio, they picked their own discs. They actually would touch the records or whatever else. Nobody in radio is touching discs or anything like that.
Which is why it makes sense to say radio personality.
It's a computer and a microphone. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm doing it out of an 8x8 studio in my house. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an iPod.
Exactly. So anyway, but don't tell the NCC I said that. I'm a DJ. So what are we talking about now? Oh, porn. Yes.
Yay!
I'm sure you've seen this going around. It was big news a couple days ago. PornHub is getting sued. You saw this? Because a deaf guy saying he can't enjoy the videos to their full potential because he can't hear them.
Here's the thing. I'll give him a bit ooh, ooh, gargle, gargle, spit. There you
forgot
go.
the gag. They love the gag.
I think he's trying to read the wrong lips.
Well, yeah, I just don't understand. Before we even get into the details, what would he want Pornhub to do? They can't bring your hearing back, so how are they supposed
want
to
closed
accommodate?
captioning.
Yeah, he wants subtitles.
Oh, is that what it is?
He wants to read his porn.
Oh, but then, yeah, exactly. Ooh, ah.
Gargle, gargle, spit.
Rabbit, ding dong.
Right? Maybe a few slaps in there, but look, anyone can watch porn without sound on and still get the idea across.
It's true. How many times have you had to watch it secretly because your parents are in the next room?
All the time.
Or even your significant others in the next room?
All the time.
So you have to put it mute.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. But I will say sound does help. And I remember when I was a teenager, my friend Ian gave me a gift for Christmas. And it was wrapped up. And before I opened it, I didn't know what it was. So we were all trying to, guess what it was. And so we'd ask these questions. And I had a crush on Ian. So I would try to ask, sexual questions like, oh, is it something that'll help me jerk off? And he was like, yes, it will. So I was so excited to open it, right? I open it. It was computer speakers for my computer. I was like, how the hell is this going to help me jerk off? And I was like, oh. And I never forgot that story. So I kind of...
Would you rather, if you had to pick between watching
Oh, yeah.
porn with sound or with visual, what would you pick?
Oh, visual.
I would do sound.
Really?
That's because you're a girl. Men are visual creatures. That's why
Right.
we need to see things. But I don't...
I'm pretty sure I could get there with just sound.
Really?
Yeah.
I could get there with sound, but I would pick visual over sound any day.
Yeah. But Jenna, you don't like mouth sounds.
Yeah, but you don't have to go
stop.
that long. You know what I mean?
Look, she literally took her headphones off.
For reals though, like it wouldn't even take that long. Do you know what I mean? Until you get to the creamy part. You know what I'm talking about.
I do. But this goes back to the question then of just in general, would you rather be blind or deaf in life? That's a tough question. I would choose deaf because I think I'm a visual person.
Right.
But then to never have music again or like, oof,
Right.
that's tough. Working out with no music.
It is a hard thing. And I understand. I think
you would
this
have the benefit, though, of being able to at least, having heard, you'd be able to sing songs in your head.
Womp womp.
Okay.
I think this person has a case though.
Yeah.
Because there should be closed captioning. Even though most of it will say inaudible noises.
Yeah.
Well, when your videos get posted to YouTube, does YouTube not automatically close caption what you're saying now?
Facebook does sometimes. I haven't noticed on YouTube.
I know I've seen that somewhere.
But Facebook for sure. And they usually get them all wrong. In fact, that's why we started turning them off because usually they can't understand us.
Well, and Jesse was too lazy to go back and write the right words in.
Yeah. Yeah. But so I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
He has a case. I mean,
Well, let's see. There is an update here. Okay.
maybe he just maybe he's more interested in the storyline. You know, there's more to this story than what the video's titled. Stepmom fucks stepson in kitchen.
So he's the one that would actually read porn for the articles.
Yeah. There's a job. The PornHub's lawyer says, we would like to point out that there is an entire section dedicated to closed caption videos on our website. So he clearly didn't know about that. So maybe he doesn't have a case after all.
No, because obviously they give him some options.
Yeah, there's a category.
That's really nice of Pornhub to be thinking of everybody.
They're a good organization. Don't you remember when they said they'd plant a tree for every 100 videos watched?
I think it was for every view, wasn't it?
Oh, even better.
Although
I love Pornhub.
I mean, Pornhub averages 1 million views per minute.
I've exhausted Pornhub. It's not my go-to anymore.
What is your go-to?
There's one called gaymailtube.com. Highly recommend it, fellas.
They're all tubes.
I guess, yeah. Gaymailtube.com. I think it's sort of like pulls from RedTube and Pornhub and these different ones, and it's like the best of the best. Check it out when you get home.
I don't know. What do I'll go Pornhub.
Or XTube is another one I've heard girls like.
Or if there's like a really sexy scene from a movie that you remember from back in the day, I'll go back and watch that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, girls really do get into the story and the lovey-dovey stuff. What? Give me your scene.
I think so because
Titanic?
you can go back and
Paint me, Jack.
Redo it. No,
That's her
not
scene.
no. Gosh,
What's
I didn't
your
like
scene?
Titanic.
Come on.
I didn't even like the movie.
What's your scene?
I don't know. I'm trying to think off the top
Cruel
of my
Intentions
head.
when Selma Blair and Buffy kiss?
No, trust me. Cruel Intentions. It wasn't Cruel Intentions. What was the one with Denise Richards and Nev Campbell and Matt
Wild
Dylan
Things.
or
Wild
Dylan.
Things?
Wild Things. There was a lot of sex scenes in that.
That was Kevin Bacon.
There
though.
was the scene in the pool with the two chicks. That was pretty hot.
Oh, it was, yeah.
You know.
Cruel Intentions had a gay scene when Joshua Jackson gets caught having sex with the jock from the football team. I love that scene.
Did you ever get really into Brokeback Mountain sex scenes?
Oh, no. I can't. That movie gives me the feels.
Does
the
it?
sex scene in that is too aggressive. He spits on it and it just shoves it in doggy. It's too much even for me. But it's such a romantic movie. And then when he dies, oh my God, sorry, spoiler alert. It's been out for 25 years. It's fine. It's a
Next
really
thing you know,
good
you're going
movie.
to tell me the boat in Titanic sinks.
Oh,
What
it's like
are
the gay
some
Notebook.
of the sexiest scenes in a movie? There was that movie with and she was seeing the younger man and cheating on her husband. They had sex under the stairs. That was hot.
50 Shades.
No, it was an older movie, not Fatal Attraction.
There's
bothering
some
me.
every so often. Terminator's got a good one. I remember. Because I would see it with my parents, and I remember feeling so awkward. I think
We
it's the
should do
opening
that
scene
one
of
episode.
Terminator.
Do a rundown of our favorite sex scenes.
And describe them as we watch.
Right. I'll get flustered and just
Take your headphones off.
Yeah.
Jenna must keep both hands above the table. The whole recording.
I am getting
Why don't
lonely
you have to
these
keep your
days.
hands above the table, Mr. Jesse?
Because I'm not going to jerk it to a movie. I need the hard stuff.
Like what the hell's like the hard
the stuff you find on
porn?
gaymailtube.com.
Next spokesperson for gaymailtube.com is Jesse Reynolds, folks.
By the way,
gosh.
can we go back to the whole building your own sex toys thing?
Yes.
There's actually a book written by somebody in Ottawa called The Better Built Bondage Book, a complete guide to
my
making
God.
your own sex toys, furniture, and BDSM equipment. So
Just
It's
don't make them
long.
out of wood.
this does exist.
Wow, look
Oh
at
no,
this.
some of it's made out of wood.
Oh, splinters.
Wow. Oh, I just realized I'm touching this.
No.
Where has this been?
It's fine.
Okay, so
Flip it to one page
look,
and read us a
here
little
you go.
expert.
Sorry, your kid's old basketball. If they don't play with it anymore, here's what you can do: turn it into a ball and chain.
What are you filling it with cement?
What do you want me to do?
Probably.
Oh, Jenna.
Just flip it to one and tell us the directions on what to build and how to build it and what to use, what household appliances.
Okay.
Don't select, just flip and pick.
Okay. No, I'm not I'm saying
Who
these are like
models for
techniques.
these books is my question. There we go.
Stock images, I'm
See,
sure.
what's that?
Radio controlled toys.
Whoa, now we're getting high tech.
Wait.
Radio controlled toys let you control vibrators on another person without being nearby. Mm-hmm. Wow, this is modern. What year
That's
was
how long distance relationships can work these days.
I've had that for ages, so that's pretty cool that they actually have that.
Well, they say radio, not what would it be these
Well,
days?
now you'd use an app.
2004. She scares me. Whips, phalanges. Oh, that's fingers. What's the
Finger
Floggers?
trap?
Floggers, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Well, John. Oh, look, frightening.
So I guess there's a market out there. I'd highly suggest against it unless you want a rotting penis.
Yeah.
You know.
Or get a book and follow the instructions.
Or follow the instructions.
Or go to we have a lot of great adult stores here in Ottawa. Just go out
Yeah.
and ask an expert.
There is that.
Yeah.
There is that.
Okay. I need a refill.
Did
Do
I
you need a refill?
did I overshare?
Never, John.
Okay.
Never.
Are we done? You weren't going
think
to
so.
talk about your celebs and the food they won't eat?
Oh, do you want me to?
Yeah, we'll
That's
finish up
fine.
with that quickly.
Okay. Here, look at this. Celebrities and the foods they hate. A list of celebrities and the foods they hate includes Jennifer Aniston dissing caviar. Have you ever had caviar?
No.
Well, I've had
Me
it on
neither.
top of sushi, like fish eggs.
Yeah, I would try
I don't know
it.
if it's the same as technically caviar. It's roe.
Um,
I like them. They're crunchy. I like the little tiny ones.
Oh,
though.
see, I would have
the
thought they
bigger
were
ones
mushy.
I'm not. No,
too.
they're very crunchy. They pop in your mouth.
I would try them. Such a rich person thing, though. Sean Mendez says tomatoes ruin everything. Oh,
Oh my gosh, I used to love tomatoes, but recently I can't eat them.
really?
I just don't like
Maybe
them.
they're out of season. I've been into the cherry tomatoes. You call them cherry tomatoes or
Yeah.
Cherry
grape?
tomatoes.
Cherry or grape?
baby
Same
tomatoes.
thing. But they haven't been
Same
very
meat.
ripe from the store lately. So
Right.
maybe it's because it's winter. Khloe Kardashian says pork. She says, I would rather gain 10 pounds of fat than eat any pork. What's wrong with you, Khloe?
Coming from such a pig herself. Sorry. That was inappropriate.
Whatever.
Her whole family's pigs. They're greedy.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean
Well,
she
she's not
looks
fat.
like a pig.
Yeah.
No, she's looks great these days.
Yeah.
But her and her family just consume.
But pork is such a broad
love pork.
meat.
Bacon.
Like you talk about exactly bacon, pepperoni, sure.
A lot of people have a thing against pork.
Pork
though.
chops in mushroom soup? No, thank you.
Oh yes.
Oh, I ate too much growing up.
Oh,
that
I
was
love
our
it.
go-to.
I love pork, but I guess that's also an Asian thing too. You're just used to eating a lot of pork. It's a very lean
yeah.
meat, right? Like if you have like a pork tenderloin, it's very lean.
That's my dinner tonight.
It's great. It's
Pork
delicious.
tenderloin.
I love pork. I love pork rinds.
Are those chip things?
Yeah.
What are those
It's
made of?
Deep fried pork skin.
Oh.
Love it.
Here's something that you're not going to love. Our girl Chrissy Teigen hates hummus. She says hummus has to be the most overrated snack of all time. I disagree with that.
I do too.
I love hummus.
Maybe she OD'd on it.
You know what? Because if you're a dip person, which I'm a huge dipper, it's a great dip. That's
Yeah, I
all
know
have
you
to
like
say.
to dip things into
I
a lot
sure
of
do.
different things.
But you can not feel guilty about it. Otherwise, most dips are made of cream cheese, like that Farm
Or
Boy
have a
one.
mayonnaise base.
Remember that Farm Boy one we ate in one
Yep.
sitting? Woo, it's good. How long is this list? Jimmy Fallon mayonnaise.
I know a lot of people
Me
that
too.
don't like mayonnaise.
I love it. It's the eggs. I knew a guy that was freaked out about
It's
it.
because a lot of people put too much mayo in or on things. Mayo doesn't need to be like you shouldn't make a whole dip based out of mayo. That's gross.
For me,
Yeah.
it's people who put mayo on the wrong things.
Such as?
People use mayo, like chip dip in mayo.
Oh, I hate
Mayo
when
on a
when
hot
you should
dog.
use sour
Mayo
cream.
doesn't belong on a hot dog.
I would, doesn't it?
I hate when they put mayo in sushi.
Fine, Jesse.
Mayo and sushi?
Well, there's Japanese mayo for sushi, right? And
Oh.
a lot of like the westernized sushi will have some mayo in it. Ugh.
Reminds me of the tuna from Subway. All right, Michelle Obama doesn't like beets. I don't love beets either.
I love beets because if you eat enough, it can turn your pee and your poo colors.
Well, that's fun.
Enough red wine turns your poo colors too. I've scared myself a few mornings.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
trust you on that one.
Am I bleeding? Like,
You're
because they say it's black, right? If you
Yeah.
have
Ulcers?
blood. Yeah. Okay. And finally, Gwyneth Paltrow, our favorite.
Oh, God. Now
spray
what?
cheese. Of course, she doesn't like spray cheese. She
Nobody
goes,
does.
Spray cheese is not my kind of party.
Not even on her vagina?
Yeah, well then, if she could sell it, I'm sure. I would try. I don't know if I've ever tried spray cheese.
I have. I did when I was living in the States because my roommate
Yes.
loved that kind of gross shit. And she would have crackers, like the Premium Plus crackers with
Yeah.
sprayed cheese on top.
How is that different from like a
Cheese
cheese
whiz? They're not different. They taste the same.
One's just more liquidy.
No, they're both the same consistency. It's just the way they're delivered.
So one's in a can
Cheese
and
whiz
one's in a
comes in a
bottle?
jar. The other
Huh.
one comes out of a spray bottle. Now,
Is it like whipped cream? The bottle or?
yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
a whipped cream.
All right, I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
love that shit on celery.
Oh yeah.
I'm so down for cream or cheese whiz on celery.
You like processed cheese. You'd even take those cheese slices in the plastic.
I just bought some the other day.
See?
I think it's because I was never allowed it when I was a kid. So I never developed a taste for not liking it.
Yeah.
And now that I'm an adult, I can buy my own groceries.
I wonder if we even have spray cheese in Canada.
Probably.
I remember the Goofy movie. Remember there was a character in that just was always like, hey man, always eating this spray cheese.
Was he also a stoner?
Leaning Tower of Cheese.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure-
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure Goofy was a stoner.
Oh, sure. I think
Right?
most of them are.
Just like Scooby Doo.
I'm pretty sure Walt Disney was a stoner.
Right. Is there anything that you refuse to eat?
Vaginas.
I was just gonna say that.
Does that count?
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm the same too. That's the only thing I refuse to eat too.
And ass.
Vaginas and ass.
Cheers!
Wow.